the president, then y'all can yoke his ass up. But until then, y'all kind of reaching. Now, let's get to hear our favorite people at CNN. Let's see what they got to say. Because CNN ain't never got nothing to say good about Trump.
Award-winning podcast Ultra is now in its second season, and I've been gobbling up every episode of that.
Right. Empty kind of person. I always see the cloud before I see the silver lining. But even when they took it up, I remember you and I talking about the radicalism of that decision in itself. Because when the district court, the first level federal court, ruled on this issue, basically the rule was, duh, of course the president isn't immune. When the appeals court then looked at that and reviewed that decision, it was a unanimous, absolutely bulletproof decision from that appeals court where the bottom line was essentially, duh, of course, no, a president can't be immune. So it was gobsmacking when the Supreme...
But presidents have been immune before, though. So when Bush found out to be lying about Iraq or in Afghanistan, Iraq, well... what happened to him? I'll tell you, not a goddamn thing. When Bill Clinton got caught up with S.A. cases from all the way back in Arkansas to the time he was in office, did we bring that up? No, we didn't. We just let bro off. Nope. So for us to really sit here and pretend like this is something new is asinine. But hey, man, these Democrats gonna play y'all like stupid every trip.
Supreme Court took it up. But I remember talking to you that day, and in my glass half empty kind of way, I thought, well, even under the worst case scenario, it's not like they're going to decide that he's immune. It's just outrageous that they've taken it up because this will allow for months of delay and will effectively give him temporary immunity before the election. And once the election happens, if he wins, he makes all the prosecutions go away anyway. I really did not expect that they would do this. And they, Donald Trump and his counsel asked for this 100% absolute immunity thing, which was insane. I would say they got 105% of what they were asking for.
Not really that. They didn't ask for it. They brought it up as it's been in the Constitution. It's been part of the law. Let's be real. This is a reason why we haven't brought up other president on criminal charges, because they were doing things under official order. So when George Bush lied to us about what was going on in Iraq, and we went over there and risked all them lives, that man should have went to jail on some crazy war crimes. But he didn't because he was acting as president and official. That's official. So I'm just saying, even when Bill Clinton, before Arkansas, we could probably catch him up on that. But while he was in the office doing what he was doing, man, look, he could be getting his D set by Monica Lewinsky and signing an executive order for all we know. Hey, as long as that was the case, hey, he could get away with it.
They got immunity from this court, despite some of the language in Justice Roberts' ruling saying that there was some measure of humility or some measure of restraint. The practical impact of what they have done is to give Trump immunity that even he and his counsel did not ask for. And
no, they're giving him the immunity that the other presidents then had for, years, decades, really. So this is nothing new. Like, if you read it right now, bro, the Supreme Court is not bringing up nothing new. They didn't make these laws just for him. These laws have been in place.
Given that the hypotheticals over the course of these arguments, as you rightly pointed out, included things like, can the president assassinate a rival? I think we have to look at the Supreme Court's affirmative answer to that. Yes, you can.
If the rival's in another country, of course. Now, if the rival is an American citizen and he's a candidate, then I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, you committed some crimes here, like...
You what?
As much seriousness as it deserves. I mean, this is a death squad ruling. This is a ruling that says that as long as you can construe it as an official or quasi-official act, you can do absolutely anything.
Yeah, but no, you can't. Because I'm gonna be real with you. Like, now you gotta prove that it's an official act. What can you honestly prove that's an official? Because I gave you the terms of war, maybe, I don't know, some like Trump during the emergency pandemic, letting out them goddamn vaccines and all that good stuff. It's like, there's a lot of things that we can fault people on, but due to the fact that's an official order, we can't get him on. So anything that I guess he does outside of presidency, well, he was president the whole damn time. What counts as unofficial? Now y'all got to give us a list of that.
Absolutely anything. And never be held accountable, not only while you are president, but forever. And this is a president who has activated pro-Trump paramilitary
Me like Bill Clinton and Bush. And Bush was conservative and Bill Clinton was Democrat. So I'm speaking on both sides. I'm playing it fair here.
groups that, wear insignia and T-shirts and hold placards celebrating literally right-wing death squads, right? This is a president who has talked about absolutely using the Justice Department to go after his rivals.
I mean, like Biden's doing right now that y'all refuse to just talk about, just say it. Just say that Biden's doing the same thing. We're afraid that Trump's going to do it too. Just be real. If y'all say that, I wouldn't be mad at you no more. I'd just be like, all right, well, hey, at least y'all being real. At least y'all being like, damn, he could do it back to us. Fuck.
This explicitly immunizes anything the president wants to do through the Justice Department, all but explicitly justifies anything the president wants to do, full stop, to anyone. And that is as serious as it gets.
I'm 100% with you on that. I want to stay on the Department of Justice thing because obviously, and there's reason why, in those in the hypothetical offered by a federal judge in the appeals court arguments about SEAL Team 6, and then talked about in SCOTUS, and then in the decision, why that has had such significance, right? But that is a hypothetical. It hasn't happened in American history. What has happened in American history is a president, Richard Nixon, using the Justice Department, the IRS, all kinds of faculty. I mean, he had the IRS audit his political enemies. He attempted to use the Justice Department to go after his political enemies. That's
oh God, and guess what? He made it out. Now, of course, he got himself up out of there, but we ain't come back on him. Like I said, there's so many examples of presidents who have done some heinous things or who done set some things into action that made a heinous problem. And we still don't come back on them, but we want to come back on Trump over some petty shit. Well, we have whole presidents that done took out thousands of people and we ain't even talking about them.
It's not a hypothetical. That's just American history. And coming out of that, and you're someone who's been a sort of historian of this period for a lot of reasons, there was a conclusion that Watergate was wrong, and that what Nixon did to the federal government was wrong. And one of the readings of Roberts today is Watergate was not prosecutable, maybe, and what Nixon did as president, he probably was immune for, and too bad that John Roberts wasn't around in 1974.
Yeah.
I mean, the executive...
Yeah, he was president. I think he was using some type of presidential power, so he was official at this point. That's what I'm saying. Now, this is where things do get a little shaky. Is if he was doing things as a president in the White House, if they just count that as official, then I ain't gonna lie, bro. Could body somebody in the White House and get off with it.
Sort of the imperial executive idea pioneered by Republican Justice Department officials like Ed Meese and brought to its sort of governing apex under Dick Cheney and the kinds of people who worked in Republican politics to approve the sorts of things that happened, particularly after 9/11 under the George W. Bush White House. Those have now been brought by bringing a bunch of people who were part of that cultural milieu in the legal world, by bringing them into a supermajority in the Supreme Court. That has brought us to a place where a president has had his lawyers asked by a justice in open court, are you saying your guy can assassinate someone and he will have immunity for that? The answer was yes. And
now, depends who he's assassinating. I'm just saying, I'll be real with you. Depends who's assassinating. If he's assassinating enemy of America and we're gonna prosper for it, then I ain't gonna lie, bro. Yeah, get him out of here. Get that guy gone. But if he's just assassinating political opponents, then I ain't gonna lie, then we gotta get Donald Trump going. But here's the thing, though. Y'all talking all this, it's about Trump and how he's gonna abuse his power, but Biden is doing it right now.
Oh, hell no, man.
He's using his role as president to go after Trump. And then y'all mask it as a Democrat actually just going for office and basing his whole campaign as going for Trump. It's let's be real. If Trump does the same thing, if he tries to pull the same play, y'all would easily dissect that whoever he sends to go do the job is doing it for Trump. For some reason, y'all can't do the same thing with this guy here.
Court wrote
because
it
he's
down.
a Democrat.
And that answer is the logical, apex of where those things are. It's the nadir, I suppose, of where those things go over time. But to have that radicalism land when you have a potential next term of Donald Trump on the horizon if he wins in November, where he is saying exactly what he will do with this power.
No. That's what y'all say he's going to do with the power. Look, guys, stop listening to what CNN say about Trump. Actually, you can listen to everything CNN says, but except with as soon as they speak on Trump, man, just turn that shit off. Because they're going to over-exaggerate it. They're going to butcher his words and his speeches. And then here's the thing. Not only will they tell you what this man says, but they won't even play you the playback of him actually saying it. Like, how disingenuous is that? And y'all believe it? Y'all telling me, oh, Trump said you're going to be a dictator. Play the video. Come on, go ahead, play it. Tell me where Trump said you're going to be a dictator. Oh, Trump wants to ban abortion. Bro, he just hopped on stage with Biden and said that's not what he's doing. You want to leave it to the states. Whatever they say about Trump is a lie at this point. You cannot believe these people when it comes to Trump. CNN only. I'm talking about them. Everybody else, I can't tell you too much. But CNN especially, I can tell you everything about Trump, all cap.
Is quite a remarkable thing. You'll notice that nobody in reacting to today's ruling is saying, wow, how scary. What is Joe Biden going to do with this power? Right? Nobody is saying that. Nobody is worried that a president like...
Well, because he's pulling it off right now. What do you mean? We know what he's doing with the power. He's doing it right now.
Joe Biden is going to, abuse this in such a way that is going to bring about a de facto dictatorship. But because that is what Trump is explicitly promising for any next term that he wins in the White House, and this conservative...
All right, so we all know that most politicians who are running for president love America. That means they love everything about America, especially the Constitution. The Constitution doesn't call for dictatorship. Trump says he wants to make America great again. Well, and he wants to bring America back to the old ways. Well, in the old ways, we were never a dictatorship. Shoot, since the beginning of America, we was never a dictatorship or a monarch. So to think that for the first time, just one man out of 40-something presidents is going to be the one dictator, bro, is just ridiculous. Shoot, those presidents with more power and more money than Trump that could have pulled that shit off. But they didn't. They couldn't.
Court knows it, and a third of it was appointed by him. They're doing this in the full context, the full knowledge of the radicalism of what they're bringing down upon the country. And the only solution to this, the only way out of this, is to have non-criminals and non-authoritarian-minded would-be dictators win presidential elections. Yeah. That is the only way to fix this, because if you have somebody who is a criminal or is authoritarian-minded, when they get in there armed with this ruling, there is nothing they cannot do.
Well,
on that final
I don't think that's true. Like I said, CNN is always going to over-exaggerate when it comes to Trump. But hey.
Point, the prospective implications of today's ruling are more profound in some ways and more unnerving than the retroactive ones, because I mean about the trial. And we're going to talk about this. What does it mean actually for the case that Jack Smith has, which is still alive, we should note, which I can actually they can cabin enough of this to bring that. We'll see and talk about it. A little unclear, but the symbolic meaning to me is almost as important as the legal meaning. For the reasons that you say. What?
Whoa. The symbolic meaning. Okay, symbolic meaning that, he can do whatever he wants, but the legal meaning is, he's kind of free from all prosecution as president. I don't know, man. It seems kind of fair in my opinion. I don't know. Because if I made a decision and it turned out bad, I wouldn't want nobody coming after me for it. I'd be salty as hell. I ain't gonna lie. Like, look, man, I was just trying to get one thing done. You telling me people died for that? Hey, be like that as president. You're the leader. Bro, as president, you got to understand that you are orchestrating an entire country and an army. You people need to understand what the president is doing. So, yes, there are decisions that the president will make that is going to end up some people dead. That might put some people in a bad position. As long as it's not his own people. That is what we're talking about. As long as the president isn't working against his own people, we good. Now, as soon as Trump started doing that, then all right, y'all got us. But I doubt he's doing that because Trump loves America. And to love America is to love our goddamn Constitution, man.
What it says to Trump, what it says to Republicans, the joke I made today was like John Roberts pulled down the American flag, turned it upside down, and like hoisted it back up over the Supreme Court. It felt to me like the opinion was like, we're with you on this.
Disrespectful,
Yeah.
but okay.
Over and above its findings, its holdings as a matter of constitutional law, its sort of communicative aspect.
Yeah, I mean, if the president, when Donald Trump, running for president in 2016, started leading crowds in that "lock her up" chant, as shocking as it was.
Hey, lock her ass up. Lock her ass up. Hillary, you going to jail. It's like, nah. But nah, we never even locked her ass up. Let's be real. And she was proven to be colluding with Russia. Ain't that about a bitch? But then Trump get in office, and then we try to put the same thing on him. Whatever these Democrats do, they try to put on the Republicans later, bro. It's kind of crazy. What they're doing now, they're going to put on them 6 months from now.
To most of the country, it was a transgressive thrill to Trump and his followers because they knew it sounded so wrong. But they enjoyed that transgressive thrill so much that it became policy. And we know that Trump, in fact, tried to get his Justice Department to bring improper politically motivated prosecutions against people while he was president, and indeed to improperly exclude him from federal investigation in the case that ultimately resulted in state court in his.
Now, you can't, hey, hold on now. That's not fair. Did they actually commit a crime or not? That's what I want to know. Because all these charges you done trumped up against them, no pun intended, but hey, none of them really sticks or make any sense. So if Trump was to bring charges against another candidate, I would pray. I'm almost sure that is at least going to make sense. We're going to hear the crime. We're going to be like, yeah, he did do that.
34 felony convictions
Especially
in New York.
Hillary.
So we know that he is very, very facile with this. This is what he wants to do. This is what he thinks power should be. Who's my Roy Cohn, right? And now the Supreme Court has said without reservation and without limit, yeah, you can do that. We promise you explicitly in the ruling, in the language of the ruling, not even in a footnote, anything you say to your Justice Department is subject to immunity for you. And that is, I mean, it's the rule of law means in this country that the law is not used as an instrument of the ruler. The rule of law is supposed to constrain the ruler. And the Supreme Court just undid that. And it's binding. And it's now the way our country is structured. And the only way out of this, the only fix to this, there's no fix to this that involves impeaching Supreme Court justices. There's no fix to this that involves a new argument or a new case. The only fix to this is to put someone in the White House from here on out who will not abuse the absolutely tyrannical power they have.
Bro, see, now you sound ridiculous. Your argument should be, all right, well, maybe we need to have them tone down their power so no president could do this. Now, okay, no. We just got to trust the person that I like to be in power to have this, unlimited amount of, power. Or, I'm going to be real with you. You're telling me that the president has nobody that can restrain him now? If that's what y'all saying, then yeah, y'all kind of playing favorites. It's like, well, as long as Biden has this power, y'all good. Y'all good. But if Trump has the power, oh yeah, it's all bad. We're going into dictatorship and all this crazy stuff. But when Biden has it and he done ran up inflation, he just threw us into wars and all this good stuff, it's all good. Okay, I hear y'all.
They have just been legally granted in perpetuity.
Hey there, MSNBC fans. I'm Luke.
Yeah, no, we don't care about you, bro. But, we do care about PBD. All right, man, let's hear PBD's opinion on the matter, though.
Former president enjoys sweeping immunity for their acts while in office, significantly impacting Donald Trump prosecution for allegedly attempting to subvert the 2020 election. Chief Justice John Roberts stated that the president may not be prosecuted for exercising his core constitutional powers and is entitled at a minimum to presumptive immunity from prosecution for all his official acts. The ruling dismissed parts of the prosecution's case against Trump, including his alleged efforts to use the Justice Department to support unsubstantiated election fraud claims, and unusual because it just imposes limited fines or prison time and is in line with other punishment for criminal offenses. Prosecutors cannot inquire into Trump's motives and cannot use his official acts as evidence for unofficial.
Hey, yo, that's wild. Okay, that's a little tyrannical. It's like, okay, so you just because I'm acting as the president, and then let's say I do something wild as shit that y'all would try to take me to court on. They're saying that the prosecutor, the person that's supposed to build this case on you and catch you up, can't even go into your motives. He can't even say, well, why did you do that? Why did you decide to do this? That and it caused this terrible, like, situation down the line. Why'd you do it? And he gonna hit you with the, I don't gotta answer that. It's like, yeah, I'm the president, big dog president, dog. So what I say goes. Now at this point, you know what? I think this is gonna make America really choose just a little bit more wisely now. Now that we know that the president is damn near got free reign in his office. Now that we know he kind of got like free reign, like, I would say if you want to talk about the power of a king, he's like 70% there, damn near. I'd have to admit that. But I'm gonna be real with you though. But any leader that goes too far is gonna get taken out by its own people. I think time and history just proved that over and over again. So I'm not really too worried about it. But it is a bit concerning knowing that, hey man, you can't even question bro on why he did what he did. It's crazy.
One's making it challenging to hold a trial before election. Tom.
Well, I think John Roberts got it right. And his quote may not be prosecuting for exercising core constitutional powers. The left is freaking out this morning because they are missing that phrase because they're in denial. They don't want to hear it. Core constitutional powers. In other words, if the president is acting as a president, you can't turn around and use a law later to say, hey, I'm going to get back at you. And by the way, over the course of the springtime, they also reference this lightly in the ruling for Colorado because they says they can't create